Hey guys, my name is Libby, and this is for GRI 201 personal video. I am a white, straight female. I really liked this class this semester. I'm a science major, so the humanities don't come too easily. But surprisingly, for my diversity requirement, I'm glad I chose this one. I learned a lot this semester. I am from Boise, Idaho. It's pretty much what it sounds like. I don't live on a farm. But it is 99.5% white. I didn't come in contact with too much racism. I think that's because I was younger and I didn't notice, because since I've gone back to visit throughout college, I've noticed a lot more from family friends. Not a lot from people my age, mostly older people like 30 and up. Growing up, I didn't think about my race at all. Because it was all white, people definitely found different ways to segregate people. It was almost always a religion problem. Super religious. I remember, I think it was last class, Jody talked about saying you were something when you weren't, or not believing it when you said it. I thought about that when I went home, and in high school I used to, when people asked me what my religion was, I used to tell them I was Catholic, because I was very Italian. My grandparents were Catholic. I was baptized. I think when I was baptized at 18 months old, that was the last time I was at church. My parents just aren't religious. But I didn't want people to know that, because you tell someone you're not religious, they think you're atheist and a devil worshiper. And I was 16. I didn't want people to think I was a bad person because I didn't go to church on Sunday. So that was one time I think I lied about my identity. I mean, even though it's not a gender or race or sexuality issue, I was still saying something I wasn't, and something I didn't believe in. So that's really the only time I had to deal with that. My parents moved to California after I graduated. My dad got a job with PG&E, and that was horribly difficult for me. My parents are from the Bay, so I was never brought up to disrespect anyone who was different. So I didn't look down on other people, but I felt uncomfortable in non-white space, not because of what I thought, but because of what they thought of me. I know that how I look, I know I look very Aryan, and I had to work in a massive non-white space for a long time, and I had to work with people. I had to spend time with people for them to not think I was an arrogant or racist asshole. And I did that. I put in the time to do that. But it hurt that I had to. I had a lot of issues at work. I was one of the only white women. I think the only other white person was a male at that job. And I got really disrespected because most of the clientele was also Black and Hispanic. I had people get infuriated at me that I didn't speak Spanish. I've had people refuse to work with me because I'm white. So that is what I based a lot of my experience on for this class, was the last 2 to 3 years. My childhood, if it was an issue, I didn't notice. You don't notice when everyone's white. Everyone doesn't have a problem. So I definitely learned that I saw the extreme sides of things, and I feel like I'm a lot less naive about what people think. If you would have asked me if racism existed my sophomore year of high school, I might have said no, because there's no one to be racist towards, and I never experienced it. I never saw it. If you ask me today, absolutely, it exists. I see it more all the time, and that's just an exposure. That's just being educated, is noticing those things, because a lot of people don't. So I really enjoyed this class. I think that it teaches you a lot about people, and we have to coexist all the time. I can, ace physics and calc and get into med school, but believe it or not, I think this class might just help me nail the interview. By the way, just you treat people, and treating someone the same, whether I'm getting interviewed by a black woman or an Iranian man. I have to, you have to treat them just like you would anyone else. So I really enjoyed this class. It was exhausting emotionally, but I surprisingly enjoyed it. And Jody's awesome, and I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it.